welcome to the session everyone. This is Sweta Roy, your English master teacher at Vedantu, and today we are going to start with an amazing and a hilarious chapter called Packing by Jerome K. Jerome. So all of you like to go for trips, don't you guys? How many of you enjoy going for a vacation or for a trip? I'm sure everyone sitting there watching this video, I'm sure everyone enjoys vacation with family or friends, going out in trips, right? So before you go out, what important activity do you perform? Isn't it packing, guys? You need to pack all your important stuffs before you go out on a vacation or a trip, right? So guys, have you ever thought or have you ever wondered that packing could actually be fun? Although it's a very commonplace activity, it's a very common activity, nothing to pay heed to. But if you read this chapter, you are going to really enjoy. And next time when you pack for your trip, you will surely and certainly remember this story. So let us delve into the story of three friends, Jerome K. Jerome, George, and Harris, and let us see what kind of ruckus do they create while packing. Okay? So do let me know in the comment section if you could relate to some of the incidents that have that actually happens with these three friends. So if you plan for a trip maybe with your friends, now you are quite young, maybe you have not gone out with your friends, but you definitely go out with your family. So while packing, what kind of scene do you witness or do you encounter? So do let me know in the chat, guys, what is your idea of packing when you go out for a trip? What do you do? Okay, don't forget to please mention your story of packing in the comment section. Please do that, right? So with that, guys, let's go ahead with this lovely and hilarious and enjoyable chapter called Packing. So those of you who do not know me, I am your English master teacher Sweta Roy, and I have pursued my masters in English and B.Ed. With a year of teaching experience, I have also qualified CTED and mentored more than 20,000 students both online and offline. And guys, you all know my motto is to unleash the power within you. So yes, guys, you all should feel empowered. Do you feel that? Put it down in the chat if you do. Okay, so let's get into the word of the day given by Dilesh. Let's give a big round of applause for Dilesh for giving us this word, seep. Seep means flow or leak slowly, right? Water began to seep through the soles of his boots. That's how he has used this particular word. Guys, please do use it in a sentence in your own way in the chat right now. That's what I call creativity. So let me see who creates the most creative sentence right away in the chat. And also don't forget to post your word of the day in the comment section. We will take your word for the next session. Don't forget to do that. Let's begin, guys, with Jerome K. Jerome, introduction of Jerome K. Jerome, who is the narrator as well as the author. He was an English writer and humorist. So this feature of humor we will find in this particular story as well. If you get hold of the novel, guys, comic travelogue, he's famous for his comic travelogue, Three Men in a Boat. If you get hold of this, I would definitely suggest you to please read this entire travelogue. You would really love it. Okay, so I think you would get this when you go up to 11th and 12th. This travelogue is a part of your syllabus. Earlier it was. I don't remember whether, I don't know, I'm not sure whether it is now a part of your syllabus, but earlier it was. Anyways, even if it is not there, please go through this travelogue. It's really, really humorous and funny. Okay? Now, other works include essays like Idle Thoughts of an Idle Fellow, Second Thoughts of an Idle Fellow, Three Men on the Bummel, which is a sequel to Three Men in a Boat. This story is taken from Three Men in a Boat. Okay? And Three Men in a on the Bummel, that is the sequel to Three Men in a Boat. You would enjoy reading it, guys. Okay, so with that, first let us give a big round of applause for our homework rockers. Okay, so for the previous session, good job, Jenny, Abhay, Kirti, Siddhi, Irene, and Bhavya. Roll number 4, class 10th E. Okay. Great job, guys. Great job. Very, very, very well done. So please post your homework answers in today's session as well in the comment section. Don't forget to do that. And let's get started with the session flow. We will definitely have the summary of the chapter, after which we will have the vocabulary questions. So guys, not question, basically vocabulary. So very, very important is to check out the vocabulary, because a lot of questions are asked as a part of your MCQ questions also. You will get a lot of vocabulary question. Definitely we will have quiz questions. So I want full participation, and we will have the homework question. But before that, let us have this fun puzzle, and let us see how many of you can solve this puzzle. Very, very interesting puzzle, guys. Can you figure this out? How can 8 plus 8 be 4? Rack your brains. Think about it, guys. We will see the answer at the end of the session. No one will Google it. Think about it by yourself, and do let me know at the end of the session. Let's brainstorm. Let's rack our brains and think about it. Okay? Alright, so now let's delve into the chapter summary. Now, Jerome, who is the narrator, who is the author of the story, he always took pride in himself on his packing skills. Now, when we see the three friends, we will see that each one of the three friends, they took pride on themselves, okay, but none of them were actually good packers. That we will see, right? So when he and his friends decided to go on a holiday, they all started to pack, okay, their essential stuffs. Now, uh, he Jerome, he said that I would pack. So the story begins with this sentence: I said I would pack. But actually, his intention was not to do the packing by himself. The meaning of his words were twisted by his friends, and it was used to their benefit. So what did they do? They relaxed, assuming that Jerome would do the packing. But what Jerome had actually intended to say was, he would boss over them. That is, he would supervise the entire process. He would be the head. He would be the authority. I mean, he would have the authority, and he would have the authority to supervise over both of them, both of his friends, who would be doing the task of the labor for him. Okay, so they would be his assistants, and he would be bossing. But friends are friends, you know that. This happens with us also. We also have these kinds of friends. I mean, that's what friends are meant to be, right? They will always twist our words, and they will use it for their own comfort. So both of them relaxed in their position, and poor Jerome had to do all the packing. So guys, before we move ahead, I have a very, very, very important and very interesting announcement for all of you. Vedantu Ed Fest Children's Day edition has started, guys. And from 13th of November to 19th of November, you would have complete 50% off on all Vedantu courses. Isn't that amazing, guys? This is very, very, very good news. So Children's Day celebration, guys, going on. Ed Fest is going on. Please make the most of it. Okay, so please do go ahead, click on the link in the description box, and use the coupon code of your favorite teacher to get the discount. Okay, so here we go ahead with the chapter. Now, Jerome had intended that George and Harris would pack, and he would supervise the entire process. But unfortunately, he had to do the packing because his friends molded his words, twisted his words according to their own benefit. So he started the packing. Poor Jerome. Okay? As soon as he finished, Harris told him that he had forgotten his boots. He could have told this earlier, but no. When Jerome had done the entire packing, then he reminded, oh, you have forgotten your boots. Just think. Friends will be friends, right? Now, Jerome got annoyed, obviously. He would definitely be annoyed because, he thought that it was just like Harris to remind him of the boots when he was almost finished this packing. He could have told him this earlier also, but no. Okay, so before proceeding further, I am sure, guys, you would make the most of the Vedantu Ed Fest. And also, I would like to celebrate along with you the JEE Advanced October 2021 results, where Vedantu students have created history. So let's give it up for Vedantu students. More than 1500 students have proven that we are building the future together. We are celebrating real achievements above everything else. So let's thank all our 1500 students. More than that, and 6% of IIT's upcoming batch will be from Vedantu. So that's called achievement, and that's called the impact that we have created. That's the story, the success story that we have created. 5% of top 1000 students are Vedants, and we have actually got 3x higher selections than the national average. Come on, guys, this is something which really deserves an applause. And why can't we celebrate the real achievements of our real achievers like Prerak, who have crossed, who has jumped from 243, rank 243 to AIR 35, and also Priyanshu from 10,000 to 420. Yes, guys, so let's give a big round of applause, and do let us know what is your feeling about the results in the chat. How is the Josh, guys? You would be the next, right? So let's together do it, guys. Milke banate hain har ghar Vedantu. So how's the Josh, people? High, super high. So together we will make we success story. Right. So coming back to the chapter. So now, if you remember, Harris had reminded him about the boots. So now he had to unpack again and put the boots inside. Then he remembered his toothbrush. Now, toothbrush episode is important. Okay. Now, always he used to have this haunting dream about forgetting his toothbrush. So, what is your story about the toothbrush? We all have this. This is very common, right? We all need our toothbrush, but what happens is that's the last thing that we pack because we would use it in the morning, right? Or maybe we would use it in the night and then go. है ना? So, toothbrush is usually the last thing that we pack. So sometimes we also tend to forget packing our toothbrush. So have you ever forgotten packing your toothbrush? What is your toothbrush story? Do let me know in the comment section. So he unpacked the bag again, but he could not find the toothbrush. He had to again reopen everything to find it. And finally, where did he find it? Where did he find it? He found it inside a boot. Again, he had to repack. Now, this time, Jerome got exhausted. Now, the dream that he used to have about the toothbrush, when he used to get up in cold perspiration, he dreamt about not having his toothbrush packed, and then he used to wake up in cold perspiration, and he finally used to carry it wrapped up in his pocket handkerchief. Okay, so that episode is very important. So this entire story deals with various episodes like the toothbrush episode, the boot episode, the butter episode. So please focus on the episodes, right? And of course, Montmorency finally. So then he asked George and Harris to do the rest of the packing, and then finally they took over. But Jerome did not think that they would do any better than him, and he was right in his thought there. Okay, so they started with breaking a cup. So when George and Harris took over, started with breaking a cup. Okay, and then Harris packed the strawberry jam on the top of a tomato. So what did they do? Obviously, this suggests that they were even worse than Jerome, है ना? Because they were packing the softer things inside and keeping the heavier things on top of it, right? So question time, guys. What did George and Harris start the packing with? Very simple. I'm sure if you were paying attention, you would be definitely giving the correct answer. Yes, with breaking a cup. Absolutely correct. So then the jam squashed the tomato. What would happen if you pack the heavier things on the top? The tomato would definitely be squashed, right? And what did they do next? They scooped out the tomato with a spoon. Batao, who does this? Okay, so they were creating a complete chaos. They were so nervous that they packed the pies at the bottom and the heavy things on the top. And again, the pies got completely smashed. So the tomato got smashed, the pies got smashed. And then finally, when it was the time to pack the butter, Jerome had never seen anyone treat a stick of butter the way George and Harris did in his entire life. So, what did they do with the butter? This is a hilarious incident, guys. George stepped onto the butter and Harris had to scrape it out of the slipper. Batao. Then they tried to put it in the kettle, but that also did not work. So they had to scoop out all the butter from the kettle and they finally placed it on the chair. And Harris sat on that chair. Had hai. And George and Harris, they did not even know that the butter had stuck to Harris. Okay, and they searched. They were looking after the butter everywhere in the world. Right? Finally, George found it sticking to Harris, and they finally managed to get it off Harris and put it back in the teapot. Oh my God, this is the funniest episode. I think this is my favorite episode. Do let me know which is your favorite episode from the entire chapter. Okay. And their packing became more complicated with the addition of Montmorency. I could relate this with my cats. This happens when I actually try to pack whenever I go for a trip. Always, whenever I try to search for anything, what I see is the face of my cat. Yes. So same thing happened with Montmorency. So if you have a pet in your house, you would definitely be able to relate to it. So then he came to it and sat on things to be packed. This happens with us also. When we open the suitcase or the briefcase, first one to go inside is my cat. Yes. And he put his leg into the jam, upset the teaspoons, and pretended that the lemons were rats. That's what they do, right? They whatever, even my cats, what they do is whatever stuff they find, even if they find a ball of paper, they would hunt it. They would play. They would take that in their mouth and they would play throughout. Okay, so Montmorency also did the same thing. He put his leg into the jam, he was upsetting the teaspoon, and he was trying to kill the lemons, pretending that they were rats. Okay, and then Harris had to finally chase him away with a frying pan. So just imagine this is also a very, very hilarious and funny and quite relatable, especially for me, because this happens with me. I don't have a dog, but I do have a cat, and the cat also, I mean, not one cat, I have many, and they also do the same thing. Okay, always moving up and down along with us. We go, they also go. When we go to bring any stuff in order to get packed, they also accompany us. So it's so very difficult. Sometimes it becomes really annoying. Okay, so question is, when Montmorency could get his highest aim accomplished, his dash, mood would get happiest, conceit becomes unbearable, anger becomes out of tolerance, he becomes tired and sleepy. This is a direct question from your text. It is clearly mentioned in your text. So guys, I would definitely recommend you to read through your NCERT thoroughly, then attend the session. It would be very easy for you to relate to the incidents when we discuss them in the session. Please have a reading. That would also enhance your reading skills. So have you posted your answers in the chat, guys? Can we have a look? Okay. His conceit becomes unbearable. Conceit means pride. Okay, so he becomes very proud of himself when he could get his highest aim accomplished. Okay, so his aim was definitely to do all these mischievous acts. Okay, finally the packing was done after all this chaos. Finally, it was completed at 12:50 and finally they went and decided to go to bed. Now they had an argument regarding what time they should wake up. So when you also pack with your family, maybe you have to travel the next morning. So you also set an alarm, right? This is also quite relatable. We also do this. Harris said 7 and Jerome said 6. And this led to an argument. Do you have the same kind of argument with your parents? Maybe your parents tell you to wake up early and you say, "Arey, itna jaldi, why so early?" We have a train or a flight to catch at this time. Why to wake up so early? This happens with me actually, so I could relate to it. Maybe this could also happen with you. So in the spirit of compromise, ये मेरे पेरेंट्स के साथ होता है, right? So finally we come to a conclusion. चलो आपका नहीं, मेरा नहीं. This is the time which we fix, right? So finally they fixed the time at 6:30 and they turned to ask George for his opinion. But by then George had fallen asleep in the middle of the argument. So then Jerome and Harris placed a bathtub next to him. This way, when he woke up in the morning, he would tumble into it. Oh my God, who does this? If you have if you have friends like Jerome and Harris, please be very careful before you sleep. Okay, otherwise maybe you would wake up inside the bathtub in cold water. And finally, Jerome and Harris went to bed as well. So I hope you enjoyed the entire chapter, guys, and you had fun going through the entire story. So this is the vocabulary, guys. Please take care of the word meanings, okay? Especially rummaged, rained, didn't care a hand. Sometimes phrases are also given and you're asked to explain, right? Uncanny, strange, weird, cocked his legs. That means bent his legs on the knee as he sat. Pride myself on is to take proud. Lol on the sofa, very important, to recline and sit in a relaxed position. Okay, superintendent is important, supervise or manage. ठीक है. Then we have squashed, scrape, indignantly. Indignantly is angrily, okay. Squirm is to wriggle or twist one's body. Stumble, okay. Conceit, these are all important words. You could get these words in your papers, vocabulary questions. So split the difference. Now this is also very important. This is a phrase, a bit of a row, an argument. These are important phrases. Please know the meaning. Tumble is to fall quickly without control. ठीक है? So guys, you all have enjoyed and you all have seen that we now have Vedantu Ed Fest. So please make the most of it. In case you have a lot of doubts and you are struggling with gaining conceptual clarity, you need more questions and assignments. If you feel that you are lacking behind in your syllabus and you are looking for a very, very systematic revision plan, we are there to help you out with our Vedantu live courses, where we will have high level quiz questions which will fast track your CBSE preparation, cover your entire syllabus, revise the entire syllabus with handwritten notes which you can download at the end of each and every session. Get your doubts instantly solved and clear your doubts with topic-wise assessment. You can also take mock test papers and improve your percentage, and thousands of micro courses absolutely for free. And guys, this is the code and you get, these are the two plans, light and classic. ठीक है, Vedantu EdFest has started, so you get a complete 50% discount. So don't forget to visit the link which is there in the description box, and don't forget to use the coupon code of your favorite teacher. Okay, so guys, batch starting dates are mentioned over here. Make the most of Vedantu EdFest starting from 13th of November till 19th of November. Hurry up guys and do get yourselves enrolled. And now it's time for the answer to the riddle. So how many of you have given your answers in the puzzle? Come on guys. Okay, so it is 8 a.m. plus 8 hours is 4 o'clock. So in terms of clock time, 8 plus 8 can become 4. How was it guys? Did you enjoy? Alright, now homework is, what was Jerome's real intention when he offered to pack? Pretty simple question. Please let me know the answer in the comment section. And don't forget to post your word of the day as well. And don't forget to post your packing story and your favorite episode from this particular story. We will see your answers in the next session and discuss it. Thank you so much guys. Take care and bye-bye.